scrimmage. Another scrimmage out there today. Just overall, how do you think it went?
Good day, good competitive day. Offense started out hot, got a good scoring drive right out of the gate. Thought defense settled in, made some really good stops. Had a turnover down there in the end zone. That was huge. For defense, that's the big thing. Get turnovers, get stops, make them kick field goals. So I thought it was a good competitive day overall. I was pleased.
With the defense, obviously you said you were happy with the way they responded in the scrimmage last week, but overall, where did you see those improvements, or is it just in general across the board being better?
Yeah, the big thing about playing defense is, especially, I think we have a good offense and it's a fast-paced offense, so the ball is going to move. The biggest thing is to create turnovers, which they did today, and try to make them kick field goals, which they did today a couple of times. So, I like to think that, we got some good players on offense, and quarterback's good, and skill players are good, and so, we got to be at the top of our game defensively, but I thought they made some good key stops today. That was a big step from the previous week.
And speaking of offense, I know you mentioned the quarterback battle is very competitive. Any update on that? Maybe any other positions where the competition is tight on offense as well?
It's really tight. We'll go back, look at this film. I love both our quarterbacks. I think either one can go out there and win for us, and so we just got to keep evaluating this film and kind of come together and make decisions, but that'll be later down the line.
And I know you said you were pleased with the offense last week. How much more pleased were you with it today, specifically with just different things you might have seen today?
I thought quarterbacks operated well. I thought skill players made some good plays. O-line was good in pass protection. The runners ran really good. I thought they made some people miss. They got downhill well. Some of the things, again, we got to clean up. The turnover piece, that's a big piece. A couple false starts. But you're always working on those things.
There's obviously the players returning that we've seen before that, you expect big things out of. But has anybody emerged, any newcomers or players that have been here before and maybe not as produced as much, whether it was today or throughout camp?
It was good. First, I thought Will Egg not coming back is great. I thought D-tackle Ship coming back is great. That really helps our football team. Thought Jaden Hunter's had a nice camp. Thought our secondary has done a really good job for the most part. I think Khalif's done a really good job. A couple of the young freshmen out there. You got Marcus Patterson that's out there, young freshman. Upton Stout's been out, here lately, but has done a nice job. And, on the offensive side of the ball, been pleased with Easton Messer, a young receiver who's come in, done a good job. And a couple of the young offensive linemen, they're not quite there yet, but they have a bright future. So, in the running back group, I thought all the running backs have done a really good job there as well.
I know you just mentioned Helton. I also saw, I think, Kendall, Durham, not in pads, Josh Stearns.
Yeah, they got some bumps and bruises. I don't see them being out. Upton's doing a nice job with the rehab. Kendall's, got an ankle, but I think he'll be back soon. Those things take a little time, but I don't see those things holding them out.
Josh Stearns in the same boat.
Josh Stainboat, yeah, Josh.
There's a lineman I've seen on crutches too.
Evan Wimberly, yeah, he's got a knee, young freshman, who's done a nice job. We've got to keep evaluating that.
So you've seen this week Bailey Zappi, D'Angelo Malone making some really strong preseason debuts. Have you been able to watch that? Any impressions just from seeing your former players doing very well?
Yeah, both of them, really proud of them. They've done a nice job. They've done what I would expect them to do. They've gone in there and competed and trying to make their way in the NFL, which is hard to do, but they have shown some flashes of, that, hey, they belong in that league and they could be players in that league. And it was cool to see Bailey get a lot of reps, for young rookie quarterbacks, you usually don't get that. I think he got to play 3 quarters last night, or the other night, so that was good to see. So they just got to keep building on that, Every day's a fight in the NFL, you're just fighting for your life every day, so they just got to keep fighting, but I think they'll do well.
You called us out for not talking about kickers on media day. The punting situation, obviously John's not here. You have Tom, you have Wes Paul back there.
Yeah.
How's that situation going?
Good. Both those guys doing a great job. We'll keep letting them compete. The kickers are doing good. All of them have done a nice job. Braden's back. He's getting back in the swing of things, and he's close to being healthy. Made a nice field goal today, long field goal. So really been pleased with our kicking specialists for sure.
With Tom specifically, because he's from Australia, John was from Australia. What's it like, getting those guys, and what made you want another Australian Obviously,
Probably,
John had his success.
John represented Australia well. John was 27, and here comes Tom, and Tom's 27, so older guys, and that maturity factor is a big thing. And, they're just really happy to have a chance to come to the States and compete, and just love the mentality. They got a great competitive mentality. They love to play the game. And so it's great to have Tom here, and I think we'll do well there. But he's got to keep competing with Wes. Wes is doing a good job.
Specifically Malachi Corley. He's been here a couple years. Last year was still classified as a freshman because of the COVID year. Had probably the best receiving year for a WKU freshman in program's history based on his stats. What's different about him this year, or what have you seen improve from him this year?
I think he's grown and matured even more. And when I say that as a player, he's always been a great person. He's always been a competitor. But just seeing him more comfortable in the offense, he's growing more as a leader. Sometimes when it's your first year, you're just trying to do all you can. And I just see him being really comfortable out there. The ball finds him, and all good players, the ball needs to find you, and it definitely finds him. So, he's had a really good camp, and I'm expecting big things out of him this season.